Hello and welcome to another session of the My Solo 401k Financial Daily Webinar Series. If you have questions or topics you wish to discuss, please chat those over. All right, if you're on the YouTube, please like and subscribe. Please, again, feel free to chat over questions or topics you wish to discuss. The presentation is being provided for educational purposes only and should not be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice, nor is a solicitation. When making an investment decision, please consult with your tax attorney and financial professional. So today we want to jump in and go over one of our recent blog posts where we talk about the solo 401k versus the SEP IRA, looking at it through the lens of case studies, 5 solopreneur case studies, and why they would choose to open a solo 401k instead of a SEP IRA. So I'm going to pull up our blog page. As always, you can join our community 24/7. We have people posting comments there 24/7 in our forums, for example. We have our library of videos and webinars. For example, we have a deep dive, many deep dive sessions on many different topics. And then, of course, we have these daily sessions, which you can always find at the link at mysolo401k.net/webinar. So if you can't attend a session live and you want to just see what we discussed, you can still sign up. And then that way, at least you'll get the recording link, because everybody that signs up gets the recording link. And I would always encourage you to also go ahead and follow us on YouTube so you could get the notifications. For example, we're going to be hosting our annual series of great content around contributions. We get a lot of good feedback about that content because we go very deep, A to Z, everything there is to know about making contributions to solo 401k plans. So we structure it around how the business is taxed. So the expectation is to do the first one here on Friday. So if you subscribe to YouTube, you get all the notifications. We're going to go A to Z contributions for a business tax as an S corp. Then we'll circle back and do another one for sole props, and then partnerships. And then we're going to be talking about mega backdoor Roth. And we go through scenarios, many different scenarios, all the mechanics, how it's reported on your tax return. So it's some great content. For example, you could share it with your tax advisor just to understand how it works. We also will be hosting a series of webinars where we talk about the magic number. So in other words, how much income you would need to be able to maximize contributions for 2025. So another great reason to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then, of course, again, you can always come to our daily sessions. This is our schedule page. If you can always find it at mysolo401k.net/webinar. And here you just click the link, and then you can just submit your name and email. And then again, you'll get the notification. So lots of great ways to learn, to share the knowledge, to engage. So this is our recent post that we have regarding solo 401k versus SEP IRA, 5 case studies of why smart solo entrepreneurs will open a solo 401k instead of a SEP IRA. So to set the stage, let's talk about some of the top features between a solo 401k and a SEP IRA. Because if you're self-employed and you don't have any employees working for you, of course, other than yourself or a spouse or another business partner, you would be eligible to set up a solo 401k. So then the question becomes, okay, well, should I set up a solo 401k or a SEP IRA? Well, let's look at the features. So for example, if the goal is to be able to make contributions, right, to save for retirement, the solo 401k is way more powerful because the limits are much higher. You can see those limits here. For example, for 2025, for a solo 401k, the overall limit is $70,000. If you're age 50 or older, it goes up to $77,500. If you're age 60 to 63, there's a catch-up, super catch-up, I should say. So 7,500 is the regular catch-up if you're age 50 or older. If you're age 60 to 63, thanks to the Secure Act, there's now a super catch-up, which goes up to $81,250 for 2025. With a SEP IRA, you're limited to 25% of your compensation. So the way that the solo 401k works is you're able to make multiple types of contributions. You can make the employee contribution. You can make the employer contribution. You can make the voluntary after-tax contribution. Whereas with the SEP IRA, you can only make the employer contribution. That's the percentage of your self-employment income. Whereas with the solo 401k, you're able to contribute, for example, right off the top, 100% of your self-employment income as an employee contribution. So you could do it 100% of your self-employment compensation. So it's not a percentage. So you can more quickly and easily fill up your solo 401k. You don't need as much income to be able to justify contributions. So with less income, you could more easily hit the overall limit. Whereas with the SEP IRA, you have to have multiple times you have to have income that's multiple times the contribution that you want to make because you're only able to contribute a percentage. So for example, with the solo 401k, the employee limit for 2025 is $23,500. So you can contribute 100% of your income up to $23,500 or $31,000 if you're age 50 or older. And then even more if you're age 60 to 63. So you're able to contribute that dollar for dollar, right? Whereas with the SEP IRA, you're only able to contribute a percentage of your income. So you'll need a lot more income to justify those contributions. The second top feature there is the mega backdoor Roth. So yes, the SEP IRA does allow for those employer contributions to be made as Roth contributions, but it doesn't allow for employee contributions. Whereas with our solo 401k plan, it does allow for employee contributions, which those can be made as Roth contributions. So again, that's 100% of your income up to the employee limit. And then on top of that, our plan allows for mega backdoor Roth contributions. So with our plan, individuals are potentially contributing up to $70,000, $77,500, or even $81,250 as mega backdoor Roth contributions. So for those individuals that want to maximize the money that goes into a Roth account, so they got the potential for tax-free growth, the solo 401k is much more powerful, right? Because it allows for the mega backdoor Roth. The next feature comparison is the loan feature. So if you think you might need access to the funds in your retirement account, the solo 401k offers the loan feature. At least our plan does. It could be for emergencies or it could be for other reasons where the individual is able to withdraw money from their solo 401k and it's not going to be considered a taxable distribution. It's not going to be subject to penalties as long as it's properly documented as a loan, which we handle the loan documentation requirements as part of our service for no additional charge, and paid back according to those loan terms. So you got to pay it back in either monthly or quarterly payments, equal payments of principal and interest, with those payments spread over a 5-year term. Next top feature is alternative investments. Again, that's one of the top reasons customers sign up with us, right? Because it's one thing to save for retirement, and then it's another thing to invest those funds so you can grow your retirement account. So a lot of our customers, they want to have the option to at least invest some or even all of their solo 401k funds in alternative investments, because these are things that maybe they know or they believe in more. They want to diversify, right? They might have an IRA at a brokerage with typical brokerage type investments, but they also want to invest in real estate or crypto or private placements or notes. So with our solo 401k plan, the plan certainly allows for those types of investments. And because it's a solo 401k, the self-employed individual will have checkbook control over their accounts. And that's because as the self-employed individual, they are the trustee of the plan, which gives them direct checkbook access. The reason, based on experience and feedback, that can be so important is because now the solo 401k participant can act quickly to take advantage of investment opportunities because they have that direct checkbook access. Whereas with a SEP IRA, if somebody wanted to invest those SEP IRA funds in alternative investments, number one, they'd have to have a SEP IRA with one of these specialty IRA companies or custodians that allows for alternative investments. A lot of times those custodians are going to charge a percentage of the value of the account, or they're going to charge a lot of transaction fees. And moreover, they're going to hold the money. So they're not going to have, the individual's not going to have direct checkbook access or control. Lastly, tax credit. So with our solo 401k plan, it makes the self-employed business eligible to claim $1,500 in solo 401k tax credits. That's $500 per year for 3 consecutive years, which more than covers our fees for the first 7 years. So our fees are $650. That includes the $525 establishment fee, plus the first $125 annual fee. Then starting 12 months later, we charge our $125 annual fee. So for example, this time next year, next January, for example, the $125 annual fee will be due. That'll cover the second year. So when you add up all those fees over 7 years, it's still less than $1,500. So that tax credit really offsets the cost to set up and maintain a plan for many, many years. So it becomes super attractive. Okay, let's start to look through the lens of certain case studies. So we'll start out with the frugal investor. So we've got Sarah. She's an independent consultant with annual income of $150,000. Her primary concern is minimizing fees while maximizing retirement savings. She switched from a SEP IRA to a solo 401k after calculating that asset-based fees were costing her more as her account grew, right? So as the value of her account grew, the fees also grew. But with a solo 401k, from my solo 401k financial, she only pays a flat $125 annual fee, plus qualifies for the $1,500 tax credit. So it really allows her to grow her assets and preserve her balance without getting bogged down with fees, or at least not as many fees. Next case study is the Roth Maximizer. So here we've got Michael, a tech entrepreneur, annual income of $225,000, with the primary concern of tax diversification and future tax growth. So the individual is focused on Roth. Michael wanted mega backdoor Roth contribution options that weren't available with the SEP IRA. By switching to a solo 401k, he could now make both traditional and Roth contributions, plus utilize the mega backdoor Roth strategy for additional tax-free growth potential. Case study 3, the large account holder, Patricia, who's a medical practice owner and has annual income of $400,000 with the primary concern of compliance and reporting requirements. So with retirement assets exceeding $250,000, Patricia needed Form 5500EZ filing support. My solo 401k financial handles this for your solo 401k plan at no additional cost. Moreover, we handle that through the electronic filing system to make it easy for the customer. Whereas her previous SEP IRA administrator charged extra for compliance assistance. Case study 4, the alternative investor. Robert, he's a real estate professional with annual income of $175,000 with the primary concern of investment flexibility for real estate and private placements. Robert's solo 401k allows him to invest in real estate and private placements because it has it through us in this example, with that checkbook control that I talked about, allowing him to act quickly when investment opportunities arise. Finally, the rainy day investor. That's Lisa, an e-commerce business owner. Annual income of $200,000. She's focused on access to funds if needed. Lisa values the ability to take loans from her solo 401k without penalties or credit checks, right? When you take a loan from your solo 401k, there's no approval process, no credit checks. A feature that's unavailable with SEP IRAs. Loans cannot be taken from any type of IRA, including a SEP IRA. So this flexibility with her solo 401k plan provided peace of mind when she needed capital for business expansion. So the key takeaways are lower fees and tax credits make the solo 401k cost effective for many users. The mega backdoor Roth options provide valuable tax diversification not available with SEP IRAs, compliance support for larger solo 401k accounts, more investment flexibility, especially for alternative investments, and then loan provisions provide valuable financial flexibility. All right, well, thanks so much as we wanted to go through that blog that addresses a lot of questions we hear from prospective or current customers. So we appreciate the participation. Again, if you have any questions or topics you want to go over, we do have time to go through that today. Again, you can always participate 24/7 in our forums, which you can easily find in our community, mysolo401k.net/my community. It's always free to join. All are welcome. You don't have to be a customer. We got many just community members who might be just interested, maybe thinking about setting one up, maybe an advisor. So all are welcome. It's free to join. And please stay tuned. You can always find this also on our daily webinars. You can always join at mysolo401k.net/webinar. All right. Well, until next time, everyone, thank you so much. Take care.